It's like looking in a mirror. Well, not quite. You're not so scary without your armor. What can I say? I outgrew Red. I know what you are. You're a time remnant. A temporal duplicate. Created when you run back in time and meet yourself. You brought a remnant to life last year to defeat Zoom. Your duplicate died, saving the multiverse, and you continued your happy little life. And it would have stayed that way. But then you decided to play God. You created Flashpoint and changed everything.
There was a prison strong enough to contain her.
Alex, Supergirl, did Sam get there?
She did, but I screwed up. I need you to find me a disruption.
A disruption?
I need to go back in time like the Legion.
You can't breathe in space.
I'm wearing Mon-El's ring. I can breathe with it on.
If I can turn back time, I could use the electricity in the Harrenel to take us to the Fountain of Lilith.
Okay, but it disrupts the pressure alone is gonna crush you.
Just find me a disruption now.
Is my favorite person. She saved me more times than Supergirl ever could.
You saved me, remember? You taught me that my loss made me stronger.
You will do extraordinary things.
Throw me the Harrenel!
What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on the Supergirl Season 3 finale. Now this video is quite late, seeing as it aired Monday night and it's currently Wednesday, but I wanted to make this video because I found the finale pretty interesting. The Season 3 of Supergirl has been all over the place, not quite as bad as The Flash, but it's been pretty awful, let's be honest. It was really good up to episode 9, then they had the whole 3-month break and then it all went downhill. But the season finale was interesting. Just like I said on the Twitter and the Instagram, Mon-El was going to leave, which was satisfying for real Caramel fans. Why was it satisfying? Because if you're a fan of the show, you know what's holding the show back. It's this Caramel stuff that's not really needed. So online, the Caramel fans are going mental saying, oh, it's not satisfying. What's interesting is the EP said that they always had a 2-year plan for Mon-El's character, and now the character's story is over, so he's gone, so it's pretty cool. Winn going to the future, replacing Brainiac 5, that was pretty cool. Now we're getting Brainiac 5 in the current day. Season 4 is looking pretty good, and I might actually review it just like I did Season 3, part of it. So Brainiac 5 hinted that his cousin in the future is some big bad, and obviously he's referring to Brainiac, the real one, but I'm not sure if they can or if they will use it, because obviously Man of Steel 2 is going to be announced at Comic-Con, I'm presuming, and I'm guessing that Brainiac could be the villain for that, and it's also used on Krypton, so not really sure if they can use the Brainiac character. But the ending for Supergirl was pretty cool. We had a future Flash, I am Savitar kind of scene. Now I know some people might say, Warstu, this is another clickbait video, but it's literally a carbon copy of parts of the Flash. So when they took Rain's aura, or when they took Rain away, that was essentially just like the Black Flash and Zoom scene. And what's interesting is when, right at the end, when Supergirl traveled back in time, yes, Barry Allen's going to have to come and tell her that time travel has consequences. So technically we are now in Super Point. You can't really call it Flashpoint, so they took the Flash's first name. So I guess we could call it Supergirl Point or Super Point. So it's created a duplicate, a time remnant. So her aura went to Serbia, which is pretty interesting. It looks like they are pulling from the Superman Red Sun storyline, which is pretty interesting, but I don't really understand why a Supergirl show always pulls stories from the Superman arc. So it's just going to be a what if situation, an Elseworld storyline. What if Supergirl did this? But obviously I got confused then because it is a Superman storyline. It's a pretty iconic storyline that most people know, which is interesting. So the reason I played the Flash scene is because it literally is the scene where Savitar says, you did this when you created that time duplicate, you did this when they shunned me. So it's going to be a similar situation to Savitar, but there's a few issues. We're either going to get Overgirl, or Power Girl would be more interesting, or it's just going to be a time remnant. But I don't think they want to confuse people that watch The Flash. But I think it would be a cool way to tie Barry Allen in with a show. But the problem is, Melissa Benoist is a very good actor, but she can't pull off a villain. The villain during the Crisis on Earth X, she wasn't convincing. She didn't really do a lot. So it's going to really stretch her acting talent if she can play a villain. I don't think they're going to play this storyline throughout the whole of the season, but it is pretty interesting. A lot of people getting confused by the ending. There's not really much to go over. Basically, the aura from Supergirl when she stopped Rain essentially created a time remnant, a duplicate, basically a different version of Supergirl. So it's going to be quite interesting. But obviously in the Superman Red Sun storyline, it follows the rise of a very tactical and powerful weapon for the Russian army, which was obviously a Superman that was kind of in line with the Russian army. So I don't really particularly know a lot about the storyline, but from research, there only appears to be 3 issues. So if they can stretch it out till episode 9, I will be very interested. So are you guys salty about Mon leaving? I think it could be pretty cool, but it's going to be a really cool situation. Like, what if Superman was landed on Earth 12 hours earlier, but obviously the Supergirl kind of situation, it's going to be interesting. So please don't troll me too hard for saying Savitar Supergirl scene, because literally they are copying parts of the Flash. When you get into time travel, you've got to follow Barry, because Barry obviously taught Kara well. So anyway guys, this is my video review, I guess you could say, for the ending clip, and a brief kind of review of what I thought of the Supergirl finale. It was decent. The timing, the pacing was all over the place. You didn't know where to look. They reused the scene from episode 1. I don't understand why they would do that. Very interesting how stopping pestilence in the future created Brainiac to be born, I guess you could say, to cause havoc in the future. Very interesting how Brainiac 5 becomes a season regular. Wynn gets dropped. Obviously, it was always the plan to drop Mon Chris Wood, obviously. So good luck to him on his next projects, because I do think he did do a pretty good job when they kind of stopped focusing on the kind of caramel stuff. So anyway, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment. I should be doing videos for Supergirl Season 4 because it does look pretty cool to me. So yeah, make sure to like the video. Let's try and get this to 10 likes if you can. And I will catch you in another video very soon, guys. Catch you later.